I was nervous when 9 o'clock rolled around on Saturday night. I hold Dark Souls in high esteem. Coming into the GT office in 2011 as an intern and hearing various stories on how people handled the Capra Demon, or Ernstine and Smo, it was like everyone was playing a slightly different game. The talk almost sounded like it came from a middle school lunchroom rather than a corporate office. Expecting Dark Souls 2 to reignite that level of enthusiasm was unfair. Shockingly, after playing the beta, I am only more excited. In the 3 hours I spent with the beta, the thing I was most impressed with is how well it captures the essence of Dark Souls without feeling like a rehash. My first hour was appropriately brutal. It was nothing but death after death, from things like fatal falls or those sickle-wielding fat bastards that hit so hard they almost completely depleted my stamina when I blocked. Whether I was entering a dark forest or watching black phantoms appear from nowhere, I felt anxious and paranoid for the duration of the beta. It was the kind of tension I haven't experienced in any game since the original Dark Souls. The winding level design only added to my uneasiness. Numerous times, I thought I knew exactly where I was going, only to wind up in foreign territory, finding some awful new thing and likely dead minutes later. About halfway into the beta, things started to click. I began to get what the game was trying to tell me and approached each area with just enough caution. I squeaked by. Just like in the first Dark Souls, the more I studied the environment and the more I prepared, the better I did. Soon enough, I defeated both the Skeleton Lord boss and the Executioner's Chariot boss. My biggest complaint is that the bosses were underwhelming. Although both are initially intimidating, the method of killing them is surprisingly rote, not requiring more than the most basic of strategies. I won't spoil the details, but hopefully these battles are a bit more taxing in the final game. Another complaint involves life gems, a new recovery item, which dropped constantly, so I rarely had to worry about healing. Being able to move while healing made me feel safer than I would have liked. I wish either fewer life gems dropped, or they were less effective. Knowing that I always had at least a half dozen life gems at any given time, defanged each encounter just a bit. Overall though, these complaints are incredibly minor. I had an excellent time. In some ways, I almost wish I hadn't played the beta, since I now suddenly have less interest in any game that isn't Dark Souls 2. I was worried that the success of the series would dilute what made it special, but I don't think I've ever been happier being wrong.
Thank you kindly.
For more on Dark Souls 2, check out the Demon Talk podcast, this Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific.